Physical media is very important, kids. One day, maybe the cloud ain't there. How are you going to watch Dogma?
Being able to hold it in your hand and see the artwork and the posters and have the names, it's it's a real thing.
It's such a sadness that you think you've seen a film on your fucking telephone. Get real.
We are, almost a week into April, so I guess we better do a little bit of a look at what's coming out on physical media, and that's why we've got Jarret here, as he does every month, to talk about it. How's it going, mate?
Yeah, it's good, guys, but it's okay in that April's not really that big a month for home entertainment anyway, so even if we're a few days into the month, we're not really missing much because there's not a great deal of content coming out this month.
Well, that's good. You got 5 minutes. Go.
All right, here we go. So we're going to start with the newies. I'm going to start with the two films that I'm most excited about getting released on home entertainment locally, the first of which is the new film from Park Chan-wook, No Other Choice. Mad Men's releasing on 4K Blu-ray and DVD. Probably one of my favourite films of last year. Obviously, Park's known for like Old Boy and Handmaiden, typically revenge sort of stories, whereas this one's more meticulously sort of planned / operation, and the humour's in the execution. It's such a slow burn and such a refreshing watch.
Is it like a commentary on the corporate world? Is that what I'm getting from the trailer?
Definitely, there's definitely an aspect of that as well, and the threat of AI at the same time, taking these sort of jobs, but also being a specialist in a field where that field is diminishing, not just due to AI, but just to changes in the world. So when there is 7 people with said skills, they're only looking for one person for the job. So what do the other 6 people do? They become snipers.
I'm going to have to look at the marketing material and look for any M dashes, because that's the true telltale sign they've used AI to put together their notes.
100%.
Do you reckon he's just getting a bit pissed off at Bong Joon-ho?
Taking all the glory.
He's doing all of the messaging stuff, so he's like, okay, obviously revenge is not modern enough.
Yes, totally.
Yeah,
it's some kind of social message.
It's a whole new Korean war between the filmmakers.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm going to claw back the Korean box office because you sold out and did Mikey or whatever it is, 17. So I'm just going to change my style up a little and, let them in. Because, Park have been doing revenge films for so long. So it's kind of a refreshing change. But it's an excellent film, really something. And then the other one I'm really excited about is 28 years later, The Bone Temple's coming out in 4K Blu-ray and DVD. For me, I really enjoyed this. I think obviously it's a companion piece to the first and hopefully what will be the third if they make it. I won't say I was floored by it. My favorite of the franchise still is 28 Days Later. And I might even like 28 Weeks Later better than this one. But this one
Really?
was
No, this one for
infinitely
me is
better than the last one for me. Better than 28 Years Later. It was good to see, is it Nia DaCosta take over? Because Danny Boyle just seems so obsessed with style over substance at times in that first chapter. This was like way more linear and traditional sort of filmmaking. And of course it has that spectacular scene at the end that I won't say anything about because you just need to see it.
I just thought it was a much gnarlier movie. It's dark, it's grim,
100%.
and I think it's probably on par with the first one for me as far as best in the series go.
I kind of agree with the biggest complaint of the film, that not enough zombies.
Look,
was the kind of downside of it.
I think there's probably plenty more zombie action in this movie than, say, We Bury the Dead. There's a lot of everything more in this movie. There's
a lot of people standing around in houses in We Bury the Dead, and okay, they're in the house. Now what?
Totally.
No, that's it, mate. They're just there.
That's all you get. Oh, here's a bucks party. We've got a stripper and a whole room full of zombie, men. Oh, this is going to be intense. Oh no, it's not.
Oh no, they'll just stand there. Don't worry about it.
That's it. That's all we get. Okay. Anyway, yes, 28. Not to shit on that movie, but look, I was a bit underwhelmed by that movie.
What I find fantastic in this is, like, Ben's had his conversations about, Ralph Fiennes and hasn't really thought too much of him, but this movie's kind of turned his opinion a little bit. But I love that he's done this movie, which he's fucking amazing in. But he's got The Coral coming out this month as well.
Yeah,
which is like a real, like, pompous kind of, suit and tie.
Yeah, I've seen it. I did not like it.
Really?
I haven't done it. If Ben doesn't like it, and it's one of those type of British affairs,
it's a Rafe thing.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Look, it's the kind of movie that, like, I should, like,
traditionally you would like Fisherman's Friends or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fish
yeah,
and
yeah. Army
Fender,
Wives
the
one,
Army
yeah.
Wives one. There's the Swedish ones with the guy from Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I like all of those kind of community coming together to sing their blues away kind of
Yes.
movies. And this one, and it had like all the right ingredients. Like all the cast are phenomenal. Yeah, even Ray Fiennes.
Right.
But it just misses it. Like, yeah.
So you would say, like, it's good,
No.
not great. It's just fines.
Yeah. I couldn't even say it was just fine.
Okay, no, fair enough.
I was
okay,
really disappointed. Maybe I went in with too high.
Look, I'm actually gonna take you on that because we seem to have similar opinions of these things. And admittedly, look, I'm no fanboy of Ray Fiennes. I have been a fan of his work. I mean, I've liked him obviously since The English Patient, but he's done plenty of films I've had zero interest in or I've not been impressed with. But one thing I did want to mention, in 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, and I guess even 28 years later, he does look like Voldemort. he's actually aged into the Voldemort character now.
If Voldemort went into like an Alice Cooper lookalike competition.
Yeah, totally. Ray's got it hands down.
If Voldemort had the balls, had the courage of his convictions, because like in this, he's covered in like seemingly blood, although it's like iodine or whatever the hell it is. But he's literally covered himself in red. Whereas Voldemort's just, he's just zapping people with his little wand.
Zapping and
he's covered in
clag.
Yeah.
Well, they said it was clag, but anyway, moving on.
And of course, Voldemort, that Saigon whore bit his nose off. So
totally.
There's a crossover.
Now, Primate, that's coming out on Blu-ray and DVD. Sadly, no 4K, but they're not doing a 4K in the US, which I was kind of surprised about. I mean, it was tipped to be a big sort of box office earner, like this quiet sort of achiever. They'd put it out to all the important kind of festivals to get a bit of buzz for the movie, and everyone was kind of raving about it. And it kind of came and went without much of.
It was good though.
Anything. It was enjoyable. It's exactly what you wanted it to be.
Yeah,
exactly what you wanted it to be. So sadly, only BD and DVD. But that said, there's still a really impressive package. Actually, I should just go back and say, 28 years later, of course, it's got it's got an Atmos track. It's got a commentary, deleted scenes, and a number of featurettes. Likewise, Primate also, even though it's Blu-ray and no 4K, it does have an Atmos track, which is great. It's got a commentary and it's got 4 featurettes. So it's good to see some new release genre titles getting the proper treatment first time round, so we don't have to double dip 3 to 4 years later for a special edition.
What I found about that movie, adding just an extra layer of like suspense and tension, was having that Troy Kotzer, that deaf guy, as like the father figure.
Oh yeah.
So
absolutely.
that you've got this whole thing of like, he walks into a house but has no idea what's going on because he can't hear shit.
Yes, I did. I liked that. That was really great. It was a perfect use of suspense too, because you didn't use like bridging music or sound cues. It was all just like.
And apparently it wasn't written
stopping.
for him. So like they actually had a regular, abled hearing person, in mind.
Yeah,
and
right.
But it was just going to be, that movie trick where, someone just, they're having a conversation and they end up on the road, and then out of nowhere, from complete silence, they get hit by a car. And then the noise happens.
Yeah,
like they just written that into the movie, and they're like, if the guy's deaf, this actually makes sense.
Yeah, let's do that for the rest of it. But he's been popping up in lots of things I watched, because I watched was it Black Rabbit recently, the Netflix series with Jude Law and Jason Bateman, and he was in that, and then he was in something we watched the other day, and I was like, oh my god, this guy is really cashing in his. Was it Coda? Was that the name of the movie?
He won the Oscar.
Got the Oscar for. Yeah, he's really cashing in those chips for everything now. Yeah, I can't remember what we watched recently, and I don't want to say what happened because that might be a spoiler. But anyway, he popped up in something.
But why
else.
wouldn't you cash in those checks? Because I mean, there's not a lot of like deaf roles out there, so take what you can get.
That's it. Yeah. I think that he's getting material written specifically for him, rightly so. Because
he should become the new Buster Keaton, do a whole lot of silent movies.
Oh man, when are we going to get back to the silent? Well, actually, look. I can tell you what, Atmos tracks do not sound good for silent films. So no, I'm not down
do you have
for
like a whistle in the background?
A silent film renaissance. Not unless, maybe it could be someone playing like an organ or something like that. Yeah, not playing with their organ. Moving on, this is the movie that I like to. You're out of this one. I never say the title of this film right, but I'm going to say it right because I'm going to read it out. So I'm going to say Song Sung Blues. I keep calling it Sing Song Blues, any number of things.
This is blue, isn't it? There's no S on the end?
It could be.
Yeah,
Although in my
Song Sung
notes
Blue.
I've written blues because look, I wanted to
Isn't
butcher
it-
the title one way or another.
It's
named
the song.
after the song, right?
The song, yeah.
The Neil Diamond song.
Neil
Yeah.
Diamond song.
Yeah,
Because
right.
it is Neil
okay, yeah.
Diamond, but it's not Neil Diamond. Is that right?
Neil Diamond cover band.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I have
True
not
story,
seen it.
true
Look,
story.
I've been meaning to watch this. It's interesting though, because when the film came out, obviously they're doing publicity for it, Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson, but then they had one of the family members come out and basically say how, they had taken liberties with a lot of material within the movie, and that they were a consultant on the film but weren't being listened to in any regard, and they sort of said, oh look, it's kind of a shame because this was the opportunity for them to tell the story of my father or whatever, and now they've just told whatever story. And I'm like, welcome to Hollywood.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah,
I'm sure you got paid.
It's not a fucking doco.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
But what I did find interesting, you'd think to research his role, Hugh Jackman would spend time with them and find out. But instead, he went to Neil Diamond's house and spent a few nights there singing beside the piano with some fucking alcohol and having a good time. It's like this movie's not a Neil Diamond movie. It's not.
That is, that's it. Yeah.
And yet, also when they did the premiere, they had Neil Diamond zooming in on the big screen, and it's like,
yeah.
this movie has
that's
nothing
right.
to do with him other than the fact that they're impersonating him.
Do you think that Jason Biggs and Jack Black and Steve Zahn got to spend a night with Neil Diamond when they were doing their work on Saving Silverman, aka Evil Woman?
And then they had a.
I want to see that footage. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen Sing Song Blue yet, but I'm looking forward to checking it out. A Song Sung Blue. Fuck. Let's stop talking about this movie. Anyway, I will mention, though, this is an odd one. It's getting a Blu-ray and DVD locally, but then the 4K is coming out a month later. But at this point in time, they actually haven't even announced the 4K in the US. So I think it's a case of maybe there is demand for it, and maybe we'll end up getting the 4K before the US do. Who knows? But it's got special features, commentary, extended songs, and some featurettes. And I'm hoping in the 4K lens, obviously, it would have an Atmos track, because the Blu-ray only has a Dolby True HD 7.1 track. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I'll catch up with that one at some point. I do, and everyone I speak to said they enjoyed it. So I will catch up with one at some point. Now, the last 4 films I want to mention that are newies coming out in 4K, I'm just going to run through the titles. I'm going to tell you what's on them or anything of that nature. The SpongeBob movie, The Search for SquarePants. Mm-hmm. Quite keen to actually see that one, but I'm going to wait till Rory's old enough. You can get that
tongue twister right, but you can't get Song Sung Blue.
I know, I can't. It's like I've already trained my brain to always get that film title wrong. It's like me saying Nirvana, the band, the tour, the movie. I think I actually did do it that time.
The show.
Ah, yes, the show. Hang on, so it's Nirvana, the show, the band, the show,
the movie.
The movie, okay.
Yeah. Because it's based on a web series that was Nirvana, the band, the show. And now this is Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie.
Yeah, because there's three series.
There's a web series and 2 seasons of a television series.
Yeah, television series. And then there's also an animated series where they're playing the characters that they... Anyway, fuck. Did my head in. That movie's fantastic, but that's not coming out this month. That's coming out next month, May. I'm excited about that one. I really did enjoy that movie. Much more than I enjoyed some of these films. For instance, Anaconda, the new Anaconda's coming out 4K Blu-ray and DVD. Fucking terrible. First 15 minutes, I'm like, this is all right. And then it was just a downhill journey from there forth. Also coming out, Mercy. I've not seen this, but I have no inclination to want to watch this. And of course, coming out on 4K.
I kind of do. It looks like a cheap kind of Minority Report kind of
super cheap.
Isn't it? A lot of the things I read about it were that it's just like that War of the Worlds with Ice Cube, where it's just him on a screen.
Yeah,
just with a slightly larger budget. Yeah,
and it's that dude that's really squandered his career. The guy that did Night Watch and Daywatch.
Oh, the Russian director. Yeah, right. Yeah, because he did Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter as well, which I liked, but it was like, you're such a visual and such an incredible stylist.
He broke into the American market with 2 Russian films that were massive hits, and they were culty, and yet when he actually stepped into the American scene, he hasn't really done anything special.
No, nothing noteworthy. Oh, I didn't realize that was who was behind this one. Well, that kind of makes me interested enough to watch it from a style perspective, but it's that Chris Pratt aspect. If he's not doing Star-Lord, I just don't really give 2 shits.
I don't mind him, but he's become that generic kind of
he just plays Chris Pratt roles. It's Chris Pratt.
He's falling into that I can't even think of his name. The Running Man guy.
Oh yeah, Glenn Powell.
They're coming like generic kind of good-looking blonde guy.
Yeah, just go to him. I I want chubby, funny Chris Pratt. I bring back the Parks and Recs Chris Pratt. You know, I maybe that's where we're going toward the end of the career. Better get that money now.
He should be holding up the mantle of what's his name, Paul Blart Mall Cop. He should be like continuing like those. He should be doing those kind of films.
Well, look at
but only direct-to-video sequels.
Look at the longevity. So many of those '80s like adjacent stars, you know, they're still stars. You know, Stallone and Schwarzenegger are still stars. But these 100%. Guys, Glenn Powell and Chris Pratt, like, are they going to be that big in 30 years' time?
No, and like, do you ever see any one of these films these guys are in and it just has their surname at the top? I mean, it would be funny if I saw Pratt, Mercy. That would be funny. But like, Pal, Running Man. And I'm like, yeah, who the fuck's Pal? Who's Pratt? Spencer Pratt from The Hills? Awesome. I want to check this out. Anyway, moving on. Hamnet coming out in 4K Blu-ray and DVD because I was shocked this one's coming out locally on 4K, but I have not seen it. Obviously, I'm quite interested in watching it. It's just typically period films of this nature don't get 4K releases
stylish
first
one, I
time
believe.
around.
It's for all those people that were angry at Timothée Chalamet and his opera and ballet comments. They're like, you know what?
He's opera and ballet.
Shakespeare, and we need it in 4K.
Okay. And guess what? Muddy Supreme, we're going to do DVD locally.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that. But you know what they're also waiting for is that special edition 4K of Anonymous.
Oh, yeah, the one that I said to you. Is that the one about Biggie? And you're like, no, it's the one about
Emmerich.
Shakespeare. And I'm like,
Emmerich.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I thought it was Notorious. Is that one? That's right.
Yeah, Notorious.
Yeah. No, I've seen neither of them yet, but who knows? In another 5 years, there will be a vintage where I go, oh, cool.
I might
missed first time around.
I might take Anonymous with me the next time I have to get on a plane. So I've got no choice. I just have to watch it. There's nothing else to watch. I've got to watch this.
But Anonymous sounds like a terrorist organization too. So
it does.
Be careful going on a plane with that.
Yeah, 100%. If you have a file called anonymous.mp4, they'll be like,
Yeah, those guys.
Actually, just anonymous.avi, because then they go, it's got to be the movie, because no one's using AVI anymore.
Wasting their talents on social justice when they could be funding.
I know what you were about to say.
Yeah.
Tapping into the cloud and unleashing.
Yeah, more celebrity news.
People shouldn't
the things that people really care about.
Things that shouldn't be seen. But anyway, moving on. Oldies. My favourite part of the segment, oldies, and there are some great oldies out this month. The first up's from Imprint Asia, and it's a Better Tomorrow trilogy. Mm-hmm. So they're all coming out it's a combined pack of 4K and Blu-ray. It's a 7-disc set. It's got the 3 films on 4K and Blu-ray, a mountain of special features, and then the 7th disc actually has like a work print version of A Better Tomorrow 2, and then the third, it's an alternate Taiwanese cut, I think, of Better Tomorrow 3. It's a really comprehensive package. It is quite expensive though, so it might be worth sitting this one out until there's a sale. And
I believe they couldn't get John Rue for the commentary, so they just recorded themselves walking on gravel.
I thought you were going to say they just went to like a retirement home and just sort of, just asked somebody, where did you used to live?
Yeah, that's a gag for anyone that saw my interview with John Rue.
It was the best.
That's what he sounded like.
Oh, it was great.
He finally hooked it up.
And there was so little information between his gasps for life and whatever language he was speaking at the time. I don't think it was Cantonese, and I don't think it was Mandarin.
I honestly thought that movie we were talking about then was Silent Night. I thought this is by far the end of the line for you. Last movie, you have not got another one in you. Then he came out with the Killer remake.
Yeah, he remade The Killer, remade his own film for Netflix. I haven't got around to that one yet. How do you remake a masterpiece? You don't.
Right. Keep going.
Anyway, that one's coming out through Imprint Asia. Really exciting release. It has had a release in the US through Shout Studios, but this release trumps it in terms of extra content and alternate cuts and whatnot. So this is, at this point in time, the definitive release of the Better Tomorrow trilogy. Then moving on, another imprint release, however, just through the imprint line, is the Sidney Lumet Collection Volume 2, which it's been a long time in the works, this one, and this one's got... what has it got in it? It's got The Wiz. It's got Daniel, A Stranger Among Us. A Stranger Among Us had an alternate title here in Australia, didn't it? It's is it Meg Ryan? Meg Ryan film where she sort of infiltrates the Hasidic Jewish community in San Francisco or something like that. I can't remember.
That sounds like a blockbuster. That does.
I
can't wait to see that one.
I had to watch it some time ago because I just went through that Sydney sort of phase, and it was one of the more accessible movies, and yeah, it just wasn't fantastic by any stretch.
I know the poster,
In
but you're
fact,
right, because that title does not
no,
stand out,
it's definitely got another title. It was that era when, because it got a release, I think, here in Australia through like Buena Vista or something like that, and Buena Vista loved changing titles of movies. Like they changed the title of... Didn't they change the title of the Michael Keaton one, One Good Cop or something?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
And they changed the title of a Tom Selleck one, I think. I can't remember which one. Yeah. And they changed the title of another one. Oh, The Good Mother, I think, maybe, or something. Or I can't
Was it
remember.
Close
Anyway.
to Eden?
Close to Eden. That is its alternate title. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's it. Yes, that's it.
Anyway,
it was that era. They love changing titles on films.
But it's also the era...
But Close to Eden and Exit to Eden make for a great double feature.
I thought it was a movie about Marimbula, but, you know.
But isn't it's also the era of women going undercover, or people going undercover with fringe organizations. There was that one with Deborah Winger and...
Yes. Yeah, the Jamie Lee Curtis.
The Jamie Lee Curtis one.
Yeah. Blue Steel. Blue Steel, yeah. Yeah, no. Anyway, that box set's coming out. Have a slight connection to this one because it's one of the last... I think it might actually be the very last thing that Lee sort of produced. He produced a handful of features, Lee Gambin, that is, on The Wiz, being an audio commentary that he's on. And then there's a video essay, which I edited, and it was an opportunity to work with this talent out of the States, Michelle Kistner. And it was a lot of fun, but it was a very long time ago, like the start of 2024. So I was glad that it finally saw the
I hate
the
to be
light of
that
day.
guy, but I hate that movie so much.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
I'm not a massive fan of The Wiz, but you know me, I'm actually not a massive fan of Wizard of Oz in general, and I know you are, Glenn. So I expect that you would probably be a little more tougher on The Wiz than most folk. Yeah,
I hate the music. I hate the aesthetic of it. Like, yeah, it's not my jam.
Not your. I grew up with it. I grew up obviously with Wizard of Oz and The Wiz, and yeah, it's not a go-to, but neither films are go-tos for me. I mean, I'm hoping when the time comes to revisit these films with my daughter when she's of an age and be able to enjoy it from a fresh perspective. And yeah, I'm
definitely
excited.
The 39 Wizard of Oz for sure. Like every generation that captures their imagination.
Got that there on the 4K. It's over there actually. It's on that side. Anyway, so moving on, that box set is
surely
fantastic.
Surely by the time Rory's of an age to enjoy that will be redundant. You'll have to have upgraded it to like an 8K or a...
Well, there'll probably be no physical media, so I'll be like that old retro guy. I'll be like, let's just break out the old 4K player, and Dad, we could just watch it on our
eyelids,
Yeah, exactly. This is so old fashioned. It'll be like the the shell thing in Demolition Man,
or like they'll just inject the memory of having seen it.
Totally.
It'll be ThinkView. You just think about it.
Yeah, that's it. I've saved 90 minutes because I thought about it. What a compelling film. I wish I could do that sometimes when I'm like, have I watched this film? And I look at it's, it used to be sometimes, do I own this film? And now it's like, I own it, but have I watched it? And I'm looking at it and I'm like, I've opened it. So that's a good indication I might have got pretty close to watching it, but haven't seen it.
Spend 2 hours scrolling on Netflix. Like, hang on, no, I haven't.
No, I definitely didn't see it. I'm going to put that one on. Now, also, here's another one that's coming out. First time locally. It's been out in the US and the UK. 2 films, Guy Ritchie, Sherlock Holmes 2, Game of Shadows, which I think the sequel's actually better than the first, personally. Finally coming out. I mean, maybe because I would say it's a Guy Ritchie renaissance, but there is no such thing because Guy Ritchie just never leaves. He's just always around.
Well, he's always
creating, producing.
Always coming back.
Yeah, 100%. And he's reinventing himself, and then he's also tapping back into the well that he helped create and doing something else. Like, I'd almost say with this, obviously, young Sherlock Holmes, it's almost like him doing the Sherlock Holmes. He's like, I'm going to go back and I'm doing this, but I'm doing it with this fresh
it's weird
approach.
because it's also, each time he comes back, it's like he's got a new flavour. So he did the Sherlock Holmes sort of period pieces, and then sort of, was it the King Arthur after that?
Yeah,
you're going for something different. Aladdin, like what the fuck? And then suddenly The Gentleman and fucking Wrath of Man and
Man from U.N.C.L.E. and then Wrath of Man. Yeah. The only era that I'm not going to get down with is all of the Desert War sort of stuff. I don't give 2 shits. I've seen enough of that stuff that I don't need to see him do it. Let someone else do that. Catherine Bigelow's probably up for another one of those. Let her have it.
I must admit, I don't mind that era because we're still making World War II films. I'm like, how far away from World War II are we?
I know.
Surely our generation should be making more timely war movies. You know?
Yeah, I was going to say, when's the last time they made a Korean War movie? That seems to
even Vietnam. Both of those, the Korea and Vietnam seem to be like the face, like we've forgotten about those.
Yeah,
wars,
but World War One, we keep going back to that.
I know, totally.
Yeah, dreadful.
I feel like it's because we just can rewrite aspects of history over time because they're like, if we make it so, then people will change the Wikipedia regarding history based upon our film.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe they went back and did Nuremberg again. It's like,
I know.
Shit, like,
I'm
serious?
like, God, I admittedly have not seen it yet, but with a cast that strong, I kind of want to watch it. But yeah, I know. It's just sort of
nothing special. Like the Alec Baldwin one's way better.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Now, before I go, gents, the last one I want to mention, I actually do have a copy here, and this is this month. This is released TV Movie of the Week, Volume 4. Volume 4. Now, this is an interesting box set, right? Because for the first time in this series, and they haven't sort of advertised it or declared it in any of the marketing, 2 of the films in it are not so much made for TV movies as they mini-series. They are exceedingly quite long, so I have not watched 2 of the 3. I've only watched 1 of the 3 films. So Contract on Cherry Street's like a 2.5 hour
I'm sorry,
TV
but that belongs in the
miniseries.
miniseries box set.
I know. I mean, but you got to flesh out this set.
They're clearly not as nerdy as we are.
No, oh God, no.
The difference.
I got really worried because when I was looking, I'm going to watch one of these tonight, and then I saw the first one went for 2.5 hours. I'm, that's quite long. And then it has an alternate 110-minute version. I was almost tempted, but I was like, look, I'll probably watch it once, so I'll do the full length. And then I was like, okay, well, we're moving on to Killer Cop. How long does that one go for? 3.5 hours. I'm like, oh, these things are getting longer by the second. And then I jump on IMDb to check that the durations listed on the slicks are, in fact, and they are. So I went with Cocaine and Blue Eyes, which was a 90-minute, much more reasonable duration, more TV movie. But within the first 10 minutes, I discovered it was quite clearly a pilot for an unproduced TV series. But it's O.J. Simpson playing a Columbo-like character, and it's got that TV noir aspect. Fantastic. San Francisco and him saying, and that's when I knew I shouldn't have walked into that bar. She had me with those blue eyes. But it's of an era. It's 1983, so there's a lot of racist sort of jokes directed at O.J. Simpson. Obviously, it was O.J. Simpson as the actor before he was a murderer, post-football career and in the midst of his acting. But, yeah, a lot of stuff that you kind of go, oh, that I don't even know how that was funny in 83. Like,
no, but I love that people like Imprint are just committing that to...
Yeah, well, that's it. You're preserving
releases,
it. Preserving it. There's actually a special feature on the Cocaine and Blue Eyes. It's another film, but it's only in SD, and it's another O.J. Simpson starring movie from 1977. I think it's called A Killer Affair or something like that. I've got to watch it. It's about he plays a homicide detective. Look, it was okay. It was fine. It's excellent to see San Francisco in '83. You get to see all aspects. Like you get to see, Bay City punk scene. Like he really gets around O.J. Simpson's character in it. But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. But I am looking forward to checking the others out. But I'm going to have a bit more time to do so.
Why were all the detectives of the 70s San Francisco based?
I know. Well, I mean, look,
because they got those hills.
Yeah, the landscape is something unto its own. It's got such the wharves. Just across from Alcatraz. Like Jimmy Shoes. Why do they call him Jimmy Shoes? Because he wears no shoes. I don't know why Andrew Dice Clay was in that.
I drove into San Francisco a couple of years ago, and it was like you can coming from Los Angeles, you just going up the freeway, you can see like a wall of fog as you. It is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Like absolutely amazing. And you're like,
I took Danny to go see the Golden Gate Bridge, and the day that we went and got the best vantage point of it to get like a nice photo and all that sort of thing, entirely covered in fog. You could not see it. It was like a John Carpenter movie. It was just fog.
This is so off topic from the actual show that we're recording, but that there's a documentary on YouTube about why the fog rolls in exactly when it does. Like it's almost like you can clock it, and it's all about the contour of the earth beneath the bay.
Oh wow! Okay, that's fascinating.
And the water temperature changes when it goes, and that's why the fog comes in.
God, we're old. We've got 3 middle-aged men here talking about the fog in San Francisco, and someone's made a YouTube video about it, and one of us has seen it, and the other 2 are dead keen to watch it now. Like, what? What happened?
And it's one of those cool ones where they do the graphic where they remove the water from the bay entirely. So
cool. Yeah. Oh man, they go really. Yeah, that's deep. I love that.
Very deep. San Francisco Bay deep.
I'm gonna definitely look at that. But anyway, yeah, that box set's out, and the cool thing is they've already announced Volume 5. Here's the trouble, though. I'm still catching up. I've watched 2 of the films in Volume 3, and now I've got 2 of the films to watch in Volume 4, which run at, like, approximately, you know. That's what I really liked about these box sets, that they were made for TV movies. So the durations were generally 75 to 90 minutes. I love a mini-series, don't get me wrong, and it's good value for money. But I'm going to have to play it like a traditional miniseries and bridge it over the course of maybe, 2 or 3 nights.
Wow.
But yeah, added value because I had no idea I was going to be stepping into miniseries territory.
Fingers crossed for that Poison Ivy in Volume 6, maybe.
Oh my God, it's got to happen. I was talking to Amanda Reyes the other day because I was working on something
Sorry,
with her.
I brought it up.
And I said to her, I was like, is anyone sniffing around Poison Ivy? I heard anything about Poison Ivy happening? Because if anyone knows something about it, it'd be you. And she goes, I've heard nothing. And I was like, oh, that's...
If there's one thing the movies teach you, you should never be sniffing around Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy. Imagine TV movie, and they do TV comedies, made for TV comedies. That'd be fantastic. All right, well, I'm going to get Imprint on the phone and say, hey, here's an idea.
How about these? And yeah, and the response will be, we've got enough content for 5 boxes.
Yeah, it's none of which are comedies. No, I'm afraid.
Oh, just coming of age box for TV movies.
Oh yeah, totally. That's it. That's it.
Ones where teenagers get AIDS.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yes, yes.
One gets stung by Poison Ivy, one gets AIDS.
One gets AIDS.
Totally.
And the third one can get pregnant. Like they can all be.
Yeah, just teen dilemmas.
Teen dilemmas. Yeah.
The Ralph Macchio one in where he's aging at a rapid speed.
Benjamin Button one.
That one. Yeah, that one. Yeah. No, so that's a perfect box set coming of age. Ralph Macchio comes of age rather fast in that one.
I mean, if you watch all of the Karate Kids in one sitting, he comes of age very fast.
Yeah, 100%. I like the bit where, well, I mean, I won't make that joke. It was to do with part 4, but I better not. Anyway, gentlemen, look, that's it for me for this month.
Before
Great
you
joke
sign
too,
off,
by the way.
Before you sign off, I did want to. The theme of this week's show is power, and I watched a film that you put me onto, which I had kind of dismissed because for some reason at the time when it came out, it's two very popular actors, James Spader and John Cusack. I see.
True Colors.
True Colors.
Oh, I love True Colors. Yeah.
And like at the time when it came out, I was a big John Cusack fan. Didn't like James Spader. Yep. Now, big James Spader fan.
Flipped.
Not technically, not John Cusack.
It's flipped.
But what a cracker of a film.
It's such a great movie, and it's such a... Now I know, obviously, Imprint's just done a Blu-ray of it, but prior to that, I feel like no one really talked about that movie, and it's like really incredible, not only dynamic between the 2 actors, but really like at their age and when that film was made, like 1990, 1991, really the peak of their abilities. Like it was really performance based and astonishing.
Well, that's a bit like what's the other one that comes to mind? At Close Range was the same thing until that re-release.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone had forgotten it. Same with like Blood In, Blood Out. Like that, they kind of fall in that bracket of like, remember that movie? That was pretty good.
Yeah, 100%. And then you revisit and you're like, God, this thing's actually better than I remember.
Yeah, that's right.
It's fantastic. Tell you one film that's not great to revisit: Andrew McCarthy, Molly Ringwald, Fresh Horses.
I just saw that get announced.
Oh, you're kidding! Someone's going to do that.
Kino Lorber or someone are doing it.
Has anybody else?
I rewatched it about 3 or 4 years ago, and I was like, "This film still sucks. It sucked when it came out. It sucks bad now."
Have you guys also lost respect for Andrew McCarthy after that Bratz doco?
100%. Like I read his autobiography. It was terrific. I'd listened to him on podcasts, everything. That documentary came out, and it was just the worst. Like not only from a technical standpoint with all the really stupid camera work in it, but like the piece of shit. Like you've had a career, you've had a good life, and you've transcended that bracket to do other movies and whatnot, and then you go and do all this.
Tell that to all the struggling actors that would love to be part of a Brat Pack,
Yeah, absolutely. Tell that to John Cryer, who probably was actually dying to be in the Brat Pack and going, oh, look, on yeah, I guess it was kind of cool not to get caught up in. I'm like, don't lie,
I
John.
do
You
love-
wanted to be part of the Brat
I feel
Pack.
like tell that to Judd Nelson. Like he's
They couldn't even track Judd Nelson down. That was the whole documentary, and then the end of it. I guess we won't talk to Judd, and I'm like, surely he was the easiest one to get.
But
You
I
just
do
say,
love
hey,
it.
we're making a made-for-TV
He
movie.
went up to-
I'm
busy
here.
making Hans Fritzl movies.
He went up to Ali Sheedy and he went up to, who was the other one? Demi Moore.
Demi
And
Moore.
he's saying, like, oh, weren't we so fucking hard done by? And they're both like, what are you talking
No,
about?
what are you
I'm
talking
so glad to
about?
be part of the Brat Pack. Like,
Yeah.
we were a thing. We were a movement. Like, we were.
Yeah. No, and even Emilio Estevez, who you don't get interviews with, and then he's sort of like, yeah, well, no, yeah, they never
Get out of my
they
house.
never bunched me into that. Hey, I did Stakeout. That broke me out of that mold. You kept doing films like Fresh Horses, idiot.
You know why he broke out because of Stakeout? Because they let him have a moustache at the start.
Yeah, 100%. Aged him up. Close the gap between him and Richard Dreyfuss. We've both got mustaches.
When are we getting that
One's
double
grayer
back
than the
4K?
other. Oh, look, I know. I'm hanging. That damn Disney catalog, it kills me. I don't know if I need another Stake. I've got it on Blu-ray, but I need Stakeout in 4K. Another Stakeout, the Rosie O'Donnell thing. Unless we could digitally remove her from the movie and maybe add someone like Christopher Plummer or something, like they did with All the Money in the World. I'm down for that.
McCarthy in. Put Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, I'm all for that. Look, hell, I know Glenn might not agree with this one, but I'd even settle with them putting Rebel Wilson in it. And that's the podcast, gentlemen. So until next month, stay physical.